YouTube, how we doing? Pass the prop back here. Yet again, we have a nice, I think it's a 10-gamer today, MLB show for you guys. Joined as always by my guys too. How was your weekend, man?
It was a good weekend. It was a great weekend, honestly. Had some nice, solid sporting events going. Nothing too crazy, nothing too high volume for me, but I won a couple bets in the MLB on Saturday that I posted. And then I won a couple bets in the NBA yesterday. So overall, it was pretty good. I enjoyed the Game 7. I know a lot of people were kind of hating on it. But Denver gave OKC a good run in the first half. You know, they made it interesting. And then OKC did what they did best, ran away, dominant defensive game. Shout out my guy, Alex Caruso. I was a little hesitant to post the clips on Twitter where I was calling him the best screen navigator in the league. I didn't want to argue with people. I don't think I got to argue with anyone no more. So shout out to Caruso, guarding Jokic and Murray on these possessions. Like, just insane stuff from him. And then shout out to Aaron Gordon as well for playing through a pretty severe injury. Not enough love, I feel like, is being, we're hating all these other guys for not playing. Gordon's clearly at like 50% out there on one leg and still put together a pretty solid performance. So shout out to him. Takes real heart to do stuff like that. And it was a good playoff series. I'm excited to watch the next series as we get closer to the finals here.
Yeah, it should be good. Obviously, I wish Aaron Gordon played fully and was healthy for it, because that's, in my opinion, probably the second most important guy on that team outside of Jokic, obviously. But yeah, it's tough to see an injury happen like that this late in the season.
Yeah, and this whole, obviously Tatum had his, Porzingis with like the weirdest injury of the postseason, where he just like looks awful out there and is barely playing. He's like sick, like just a lot of kind of weird circumstances. But hey, it's led to some pretty crazy series. Knicks, Pacers is, who would have fucking expected that? You know what I mean? And I think that'll be pretty fun. And then obviously in the West, we got Minnesota versus OKC, another great series. So it was weird, but I think it got us to a pretty good destination here at the end.
Yeah, I feel like everybody was kind of expecting just OKC and Boston, and then obviously Boston's injuries catching up with them, and I don't know, they just look awful, bro. Like, you can't have Jaylen Brown as your number one option. I don't care. Any NBA team that has him as number one option, they're going to be kind of dog shit.
I'm just curious, if they told you that the Celtics were not the team to make it out the East, right? Just at the end of the regular season before the playoffs, how much of your bank account would you have put on Cleveland to be that team? Like,
Probably feel like everything, bro. Probably everything.
Right?
But again, I don't know how much I thought Darius Garland was fully healthy either, because just coming out of that last series. Not making an excuse. I don't really like Cleveland that much, but no, it'll be interesting. The depth versus the starters is pretty much what I'm kind of seeing in this series. So we'll see how it goes.
100%. But that's probably enough NBA talk for us. This is an MLB show today here, but it was a fun weekend. It was some good stuff to talk about, but also, some pretty good baseball today as well.
Yeah, we're kind of loaded this week across the board. There's really no bad days of slates. So as guys who do this every day, it's nice to, not have a day that we have a lull. So it's pretty nice. I'll kick it over to you. I know you got a nice winner for us. I did not keep up.
Mackenzie, this is probably one of the weirder matches.
Yeah, bro, I was nervous because I didn't like it, because I was like, dude, I think he gets hit around, and he got fucking hit around. So
yeah, like, wow. Like, a lot of my article too is even about, when I wrote it up a little later, about like longevity and how he made it, 5 innings every game this year, made it 6 innings in all but 2. And then of course, he only makes it 3 2/3 or something like that. But hey, he pretty much struck out every person that didn't get a hit along the way. So shout out to Mackenzie Gore, even in the ugly outings, still getting it done for us right here. I'll take it. You know what I mean? I'll take it. I was at a concert. I checked the score. I went, well, I definitely lost this bet, like 100%. And then I looked at the box score and I went, okay, never mind. We're good to go. So shout out Mackenzie Gore.
Yeah, you got absolutely titty too, which is crazy, man. Usually don't see that happening in there. Wasn't even a ton of home runs. Usually that's been what he kind of was his Achilles heel, but it wasn't a ton of them. To give up how many hits? 10 hits. It was tough. So yeah, Dodgers sold on me here. It was a tough spot as they lose yet again to the Angels, dude. Hopefully, I know John was talking about his Survivor series, and Survivor, you have your series winners, And the Dodgers, I'm sure, were the most picked of any of them, probably to take down the Angels, and they lose 2 or 3. So maybe they got swept. I didn't see the Sunday game. But yeah, dude, back-to-back L's. Obviously, the Saturday game, it was like 11-9, so crazy game. But yeah, dude, it was wild. They ended up taking the L there against Katanovich. I was very surprised to see that. But Crochet ended up getting it done. Cashed my straight bet on him as well at the 8. So that was good. Yeah, and then I had 2 long shots. I didn't post the other one, so I can't really count it. But I had Dodgers. They did not get there. My boy, though, I did have my boy rolling out there, cashing me my 4 walks. Tyler McGill, plus 300. So we ended up cashing that, plus the straight bet at plus 100. If you guys stayed along till the end of the show, it's perks to stay in there is being able to cash that one with us too.
Yeah, that was nice. Like I said, you talked me into McGill 3 walks as well, which was like plus 120. That was a good plus money cash. Like, definitely like to get that. Definitely shout out to the people that stuck around till the end. And yeah, that Dodgers money line, that did hurt me a bit. That ruined my sweep as well. I had a great Friday until I had a couple of things, not all of it like officially, but you just thought I had some UFC stuff, favorites with the Dodgers and stuff. And then, they sucked. So that was unfortunate. But other than that, very good Friday.
Yeah, and I'm sure we're not the only ones who had the Dodgers as they were rolling at like minus 200, 250 in all of these. But hey, it's crosstown rivalry, I guess. So that was tough to watch on there. So let's get to the slate here. Our record moves us up to, I believe it is 1-7 because I lost that long shot there, but 17-12. 14.17. Feeling good about where we're at here heading into today. Stu, game that you want to watch today, which one is it?
I mean, the one that immediately caught my eye was the lefty duel, Robbie Ray and Bubic with the Royals and Giants, obviously. I think those 2 pitchers, I don't know. I normally pick the games I want to watch based on the pitching matchup. And those 2 guys, I mean, have some pretty high-end outcomes. You know what I mean? You're not always going to get the 10 strikeout games, but I do love when that's an option there. But that Giants lineup, they're hard to mess with. So I'm kind of curious how that game goes, especially against lefties. They got a couple guys like Ramos, who's just been an absolute lefty killer that, I could see myself maybe betting a couple bucks on the homer or something like that. But yeah, just a good pitching matchup. Robbie Ray's been surprisingly good for me for a betting perspective this year. I don't know if I'm going to get to him tonight personally, but I do think that one definitely caught my eye as one to watch.
Yeah, there's a couple good games that I'm really looking forward to tonight. Not as much for for pitching, but I like my Brewers game. I think that's just going to be a fucking shit show, dude. My God, dude. The thing is the Brewers just can't hit. So last night it was nice to see them actually score a fucking run. Because I was at a bachelor party on Saturday in the party deck up there. Fuck, dude, Tobias Myers is dog shit, bro. Fucking cut the motherfucker, man. Bring up Mizorowski. The boy throws 103, dude. Like, bring that dude up. I'd love to watch him. I will continue to say it till I'm blue in the face. Mark Ananasio is the worst owner in all of sports. It doesn't matter. I don't even think he's worse than Oakland, bro. He's worse than that, bro. He won't spend no fucking money. He's dog shit. So hopefully I see him on the curb here soon. And I don't have to worry about his ass. Fuck, that's tough, man. He's a piece of shit. Let's go to Central. I think I like that Pittsburgh-Cincy game. I think that's the game I want. Never thought I would. But I think it's an interesting game from the fact that Keller has been shitty. Reds offense has been shitty. And now you get Lodolo facing the Pirates. Lodolo's been average. Pirates have been a little below average. But we're getting a straight pick 'em, right? A straight pick 'em across the board. I think it's one of those games that just has so many different outcomes. We've seen Lodolo get lit up. We've seen Lodolo do great. Seen Keller get lit up. We've seen Keller do great. And these are the types of games that are fun for me, right? Trying to pick out how you think this goes. Because if you hit right, that is a game full of long shots if you want it. Because it's all over the board. Right? You could take the strikeout upside. You could take the home runs against them. Both the guys have been prone for that as well. So those are the types of games that are fun for me where you just there's really no this game 80% of the time is going to do this, right? This game could go any different direction, and I really enjoy those types of baseball games.
Yeah, I'm with you on all that, except that one of the teams playing is the fucking Pirates. Like, to me, they're like maybe second to only the Twins in the sense that whenever I put them on the TV, one, they do the exact opposite of what I expect. And then two, it's just an awful game like 50% of the time. The other 50, like you said, there is some fun stuff that goes on. But man, yeah, I just, I don't know. It's not an official boycott, but I'm not a guy that wants to be turning on the Pirates. That's my only complaint. I agree with what you're saying there. And, definitely should be an interesting pitching matchup. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to actually press that button on the channel changer to make it over to the Pirates.
Yeah, I feel like Lodolo is going to be chalked it day today, and the Pirates are stuck against lefties. But fuck, dude, this just kind of screams like what. Like I said, this game could go so many different directions, and that's what makes baseball so fun. So, let's get to some bets. We got 20 of you guys in here with us right away here on your Monday morning. We appreciate you guys. Monday afternoon for some of you. But let's get you to Stu's pick, and we'll start us off, and then we'll get to some questions here.
Sounds good. Yep, we got a plus money play to start us off right now. We got Freddie Freeman over 1.5 total bases. And honestly, I like all the Freddie Freeman pricing. When I opened up this game and I saw the first guy I saw, Shohei Ohtani, anytime home run, freaking plus 165. I was like, oh no, this is going to be an impossible game to bet. You know what I mean? You see that pricing, you go like, okay, it's going to be rough. Because in my head, when I see Fott, like my first thought is lefty and lefty hard contact, especially on the road. Fott has been good historically at home and pretty rough on the road. And obviously when he does get hit, the hard contact can be a bit of a problem because his stuff isn't really overpowering. He's got like a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. He's got a good sweeper, but you got to get to the off speed first. And that's kind of his biggest problem. So in my head, I'm already like locked in to play Freddie Freeman, but I see that price on Ohtani and I start to get worried. But I kept scrolling down, and the Freddie Freeman pricing is really good. One, he's minus 145 right now on 365 for hits, runs, RBIs, 1.5, which to me is crazy. I thought it would be at least minus 180, minus 190. And then every other book has around minus 160, like DraftKings stuff. So if you do have 365, I'd recommend you take that. Definitely like a good parlay piece as well. But then even total bases being plus 110, home run being plus 400. I was surprised that we're getting plus money prices on Freddie Freeman right here. And there are a couple guys that I do like for total bases as well. And I love matching them together. If you get 2 plus money prices, I feel more comfortable going a little bit heavier on those bets, kind of knowing if you just go 1 of 2, you make some profit right down the middle right there. But like I said, I do like the hits, runs, RBIs as well. But man, Freddie Freeman, I've talked about him a good amount so far this season. It's almost he's a guy that he's so good, it's hard to write up. Like, what more do I need to see? He's hitting 371 on the season. He's 98th percentile or better in xWOBA, expected batting average, expected slugging. So it's not like the advanced stats are calling for some kind of crazy regression or anything like that. When you look even closer, obviously the extra base hits are always there, but even just multi-hit games alone over the last 2 weeks, he has 7 multi-hit games within that span with obviously a bunch of doubles, extra base hits and stuff sprinkled in. So this is a guy that can do it for you in so many different ways. And once again, when I look at the matchup against Fott, there's really one problem I have with Freddie Freeman. Like, there's one thing. The guy has an amazing eye. Like, he walks a ton. He's very patient. Like, that is my main concern with him. Fott doesn't really walk guys. 80th percentile, 6% walk rate on the season. He's only walked 9 left-handed batters in 128 at-bats on the year. Like, that's the kind of Achilles heel. Freddie Freeman's like vision being so great. And if we're going to get a guy that's going to attack him tonight, if he's going to be aggressive in the strike zone, that's like all I want for betting Freddie Freeman because he just needs a chance. He's so consistent. Obviously, he's great against the majority of his pitch mix, which is going to be like the 4-seamer, it's the changeup, and then the sweeper coming in. Finally, I just feel very comfortable with Freeman. It checks literally every single box that I'm looking at here. So at plus money at plus 110, I feel very good about Freddie Freeman over 1.5 total bases. Definitely like this spot. It kind of feels like a dream matchup. Not that like Fott is one of the worst guys in the league or anything. He just gives up contact, not particularly great on the road, not particularly good against lefties, and he throws a lot of strikes, which is exactly what we want for Freddie Freeman. So over 1.5 total bases, plus 110. Let's lock it in.
Yeah, and I mentioned this to you guys every single time we're on the shows. We don't really talk about bets at all, right? We don't talk about bets till we get on here. But I was happy to be on the same side as you, partially, I guess, because I'm going to be playing Christopher Sanchez with Brandon Fott fade here. And again, I'm going to reiterate a lot of the stuff you said. But what I do like here is just, again, regression, right? And I feel like I've had a pretty good read on this. Quite a bit, probably just because you play long enough, shit's gonna go sideways a lot of the time. When you're playing well, feels like you can't do anything wrong. Your bloops are going in. Then there's sometimes where you're just hitting the ball super hard and you're getting out. Right? It's just baseball. So my thing for Fott, which is obviously carrying a lot of the weight here, I'm gonna have to track it at the 6. Hits for action just because they don't let you buy down hits allowed. But minus 170 for 5 hits allowed, it felt like really off for me. Especially when you have a team like the Dodgers. Obviously, you could go up and down the list of pretty much every hitting category you could possibly want. And obviously, they didn't do it this past week, but they're number one, right? WRC plus, they're number one at 129, 272 batting average. Again, my issue always with them is just the walks. They have a 10.6% walk rate. You talked about it in great detail about the walk rate being sub 6% in his last 2 seasons. He's looked really, really good. Regression's coming there. Like, this dude's expected batting average is 304. His expected slugging is 522. And he has a 3.7 ERA. No fucking chance, right? He has a 5.63 expected ERA. That ball is going to be flying here tonight. I'm expecting him to be living in the zone here. My biggest issue is just looking at these expected numbers, right? I mean, his 4-seamer, he throws 31% of the time with a 283 batting average. Expected is almost 60 points higher. Really? We have this dude just giving up a ton of hard contact. I looked at his expected slugging on the 4-seamer. It's 200 points higher than what it actually is, right? And if he starts walking guys, he'll be out of there anyway. But a 10.3% barrel rate. This dude's giving up a home run on every single pitch that he's thrown this year. He's given up 2 to the 4-seamer, 1 to the changeup. He's barely thrown his curveball. He's given up 3 homers in 95 pitches off the curveball here. I don't know, man. Like, just looking up and down this order, you got to think that the Dodgers are going to be pissed. They looked like absolute dog shit against the Angels. I think this is the game where they come out and they just absolutely light these dudes up. Again, talked about Arizona's bullpen last time. Dude, they fucking suck. So you're going to have to eat up innings, man. Leave them out there through 6. If it goes through 6, I feel pretty damn good about the spot we're at. And then, again, if you guys want to be like a hitter versus pitcher, all that stuff, Mookie is 5 for 14, Freeman 5 for 15. So some of those guys that you're going to see in there, Will Smith 4 for 10, decent sample size in there. So I really like the spot, fading Fott at minus 170 on 5 hits allowed. Christopher Sanchez is my guy, dude. I'm not going away from him. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if he's in Coors. Doesn't matter if he's on the moon. I'm going to be betting on fucking Christopher Sanchez because this guy has been absolutely amazing for me. And he just makes you money, man. We look at lefties this year facing the Colorado Rockies. The Rockies have a 28% K rate with a WRC plus of 62. God damn, that's terrible. That is absolutely terrible. This lineup, I guess, is getting a little better, right? You're getting Tovar back. He swings and misses a lot too, guys. This is not an issue that I'm really worried about. And a guy here who throws 85% sinker changeup. That's all you need to know. I don't need to worry about spin, dude. Those are the only guys I worry about in Coors, right? I'm probably not going to take Luzardo in Coors, right? I think he'll do fine, but this is the guy you want in Coors Field. A guy who relies heavily on the fastball and heavily on the changeup. This guy has been absolutely wipe out with that changeup. A 51% whiff rate on the changeup, guys. It nullifies all of your right-handed bats. He has been absolutely fantastic. His changeup this year has a 145 batting average, 176 expected batting average. He's been elite, and even his expected ERA is around a 3. So tough to hate on Christopher Sanchez in the matchup of a lifetime, even though he's in Coors Field. So sign me up for Christopher Sanchez, Brandon Fott. I think this is the spot that I really like at plus money. I would play both of their normal numbers straight as well.
Yeah, no, I like this combo a lot. I feel like this has got me even more fired up to like play both of these guys. Especially we're on the same page, kind of fading Fott right here. And yeah, plus money on this combo is definitely not something I'm gonna complain about. Sanchez was one of the first things I looked at this morning for the same logic as you. I know you've done a good job, especially before it got mainstream, of kind of fading these super spin reliant guys, in cores. And obviously Sanchez is one of those guys that now you see that bump more affected in the pricing, but like Sanchez isn't really affected by that. Like you said, his stuff kind of fits cores a lot better. So I'll definitely be, looking for some ways like this to incorporate him. I think 17 and a half outs. It's a little juicy at minus 140. I still think that's solid as well, with just Colorado probably swinging a little bit early. And I think he's just so good at creating soft contact, so definitely like this combo. And I love the double plus money today.
Oh yeah, dude. Baseball is too hard to bet juice all the time, right? So this is good. Let's take a peek in the chat. We got a couple of you guys talking in here already. We got what's up, guys, from our guy Thomas. Shout out to Mono on the Woods. Yeah, he's crushing. He's got 12. So yeah, Fried looked awesome too. I will definitely give you credit on that one with Max Fried being absolutely amazing. Good morning from our guy Tyrone. We got Tyrone liking Freddie as well. Liam, fight picks on there on Freddie as well. Yeah, it's a good spot. Again, the only issue I have is that he's so fucking good at watching pitches. That's always my issue with Freddie Freeman. That's why I can never. Not that I don't like the play, because I do, obviously, because I want him to get 2 hits. I hope he goes 2 for 2 with 2 singles. That would be great for my bet. But that's always my issue with Freeman. I swear to God, he walks every game I take his hits. So I will not tail you, Stu, just for your own safety, because I'll have my exposure in the hits allowed. But just because he is – I love Freddie Freeman. I enjoy watching Freddie Freeman. But the boy doesn't cash my bets for me. So he's hopefully I'll if I say off of him specifically, Stu will cash this for you guys. And hopefully he gets a couple hits for our Faden Brandon Fott. There we go.
The one guy I truly had to stop betting was Juan Soto. Like, that's the one guy.
And that's the thing. He's been good for me. He always gets it when I bet him. He does well and he puts the ball in play. But Freeman is the exact opposite for me.
That's funny. Yeah, Soto's that guy for me. I love him. He's in DC. I love Juan Soto. But, man, every time I bet him, it's only homer. That's the only thing I can allow myself, because you can still, homer and obviously walk and stuff like that. But yeah, definitely get that logic, and that is why this matchup, stuck out to me a little bit, is the less decreased opportunity for walks. But definitely know what you mean there. Definitely been burned on the walk train before.
He's like the Kyle Hendricks, right? So, damn. Yeah, Kyle Hendricks, fuck that dude. He still tried to fade me. He still tried to take my money. My God. All right. Let's my Don Playa. Let's take a look. I have a question. Which pitcher do you like to get 3 or 4 strikeouts today? I feel like I don't want to play one that's obvious. Like you feel like when people ask questions like this for strikeouts, I don't want to be like too crazy, just to like crush money on here, because 3 or 4 is obviously very, very low. But like, I don't know. I wouldn't take Freeland. There's a lot of guys I don't want to touch on this day. I feel like I would take. Oh God, dude, this is tough. This is tough to make it not awful. Like not make it super juice to the gills. I don't know. I feel like I would almost want to do like Ginn. I feel like Ginn would be my under the radar guy to get me that like terrible odds, because I think his normal line's 4.5. So that would probably be my guy. I wouldn't mind going to. Angels 27% K rate. They have their sub 100 WRC plus. I think that would be my guy. I don't like Ginn that much, but I do like him better than a couple of those other guys in that Oakland staff. So I think if I had to go to one that's relatively close to a number there, I would definitely be going with JT Ginn.
Yeah, I don't know what to say to that one. I'm looking through the projections and stuff, just because that's convenient, but all the guys are like obvious, like Senga, you know what I mean? Sure, Sanchez, sure, but they're all lined at like 5.5. You know what I mean? The guys that are lined at those low numbers, none of them really stick out to me. You know, they all have tougher match. Like I kind of like that Colton Gordon guy, but in this matchup, I'm good. Like I don't know, like there's just like. Yeah, these lower number guys, none really stick out to me that much. So I don't have a super strong take there.
Yeah, dude, I don't really like Senga today. Like, I feel like a lot of people are.
The whole world
really don't like him today.
And the projections like him. And I almost wanted to ask you, and then
I'm a full fade of Senga today.
I knew you weren't gonna like it, so I wasn't even gonna ask.
He's gonna be popular because you get a nice little 5.5. This guy does this all the time. Yeah. Boy's getting his tits lit tonight. So put that in there. Put that in there, bro. I'm telling that right now. I'll be on my island, bro. I don't care. I like the island. It's a nice place sometimes. No, how are we just gonna just assume this dude's gonna shred this team? The Red Sox are nice right now. They're playing really well.
Yeah. No, I knew you were gonna be anti-Senga. I could just feel it in my bones.
What was our other one that we said before on the one fucker from?
Oh, is the athletics guy?
He went under too.
Yeah.
This is the same thing. This is the same thing's going to happen. That's going to get to 175 on 6 strikeouts for him. But again, Boston's like, what, 5th best? No, that's lefties. They've actually been really good against lefties. They're pretty damn good, bro. Like, they have a 23% K rate. They used to be way higher than that. I think Casas being out actually probably helps put the ball in play a little bit more. Those bottom of the order guys are not good, but they don't strike out. They know what their job is. It's just to put the ball in play and run around, dude. So I don't know how I'm going to fade Senga, but Stu's got me on that fade Senga train.
Yeah, the one thing I did see that a lot of people were writing up is like the reason is the Red Sox like recent form, like overall they are very good, but I saw I think over the last 2 weeks they're like 25th in WRC plus, 27th in on base percentage. So like the recent form isn't as elite, but I agree with you, honestly. I'm kind of scared. I don't know if I fully agree. I like Senga a lot, and I like teams that haven't seen him before, like the Red Sox, because he obviously has some more unique stuff. But Senga kind of shoots himself in the foot a lot, you know? So,
dude, how am I going to trust a guy who's going to freaking throw 5 walks today?
That's the concern. Yeah, that's always live.
Like, I will bet. Let me look at that. Also, give me a long shot on walks. That dude's going to fucking do it.
Have you seen his ERA versus expected ERA yet, though? Have you looked at stuff like that? Like his expected ERA, his ERA is 1.02. I'm pretty sure his expected ERA is like 3.35 or something. Like, and the xFIP as well. Like the expected numbers show like, man, this guy can't survive like that forever. But.
Well, you have fucking Bregman, who hits breaking balls extremely well. You have Duran, who's going to be anytime on base is swiping on this dude. Devers is on another planet right now. His team's a top 10 OPS team in Boston. And all you have to do is hit a pop-up today, bro. That ball's getting to the fucking monster. It's just, man, there's so many things up here that I just, damn, I'm fading them, bro. I got to figure out how I am, but I'm going to fade them. It's going to happen.
I honestly, his earned run number, you look at earned run stuff a lot. I know his earned run number almost all year has been like 1.5. It's 2.5 this week. And I see a lot of people on the under. That's what I think fails, if we're going to be honest. I think he might even get the strikeouts almost like Gore-like. Because like even Duran, like you said, with the at-bats Duran doesn't get the hits, he's going to strike out like epically, probably twice in there. Like there are K guys in this lineup, you know, But yeah, I do agree. I think earned runs, I think he could, be in for a little bit of a awakening because he's been so good on the under to the year. I see a bunch of people on that one. So if I had to guess, that would be the one that gets blown up the most, but we'll see.
Yeah, I will. I don't want to put this comment up there because Don's talking. Can y'all tell me what's up with Ohtani this year? I think that Ohtani is like the number 3 player in fantasy right now. Like, I understand what you're saying, but I think the dude has 13 or 14 homers, 15 stolen bases. The dude has like a WRC plus of almost 200. Like, he had a bad series.
He's first in homers. So
I was gonna say, like,
313 average. He's doing all right.
The issue is obviously everybody looks at Judge, and Judge is on another planet right now.
Sure.
Don't matter, dude. Like, he's in the NL now. I mean, it's him and Kyle Tucker fighting for it, and PCA because he's a GOAT now. Peter Goat Armstrong. Don't care that he's on the Cubs. That's my team name. I switched my fantasy team name to it, and once I switched it, the dude just continues to be the best outfielder in fantasy baseball right now. It's fucking crazy. So, shout out PCA. I will live on my plus 400 CLV stolen base forever now. That today he's plus 160 for a swipe. God damn, bro, it's crazy, absolutely crazy. So, yeah, I will definitely say Ohtani has been very, very good this year. It's tough because they have so many other good players that you can like watch their highlights, and 7 other dudes are doing well. Like Andy Pages, who the fuck thought that would be the, you know, like. Yeah. All right, so let's get a quick recap and see if we can get a long shot going on.
Sounds good. We got Freddie Freeman over 1.5 total bases plus 110 over on Bet365, DraftKings, pretty much all over the place. Only place is bad is FanDuel, but you don't really want to play batter props there anyway.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will say I'm going to be rolling with Christopher Sanchez and Brandon Pfaadt, 5 Ks and 5 hits allowed respectively, plus 110. Yeah, I really like the combo today. He had some plus money. So, Stu, you got any long shots for us today as we move forward into this 12-game slate? Really nice slate today.
Yeah, the only one I bet is literally Freeman home run. That's the only one I've locked in. But I do have a question for you. Fucking Dean Krispy Kremer versus Quinn Priester. How many bombs are being hit in this game? Because that's the one. I know your team sucks. They got like a 52 WRC plus or something.
I'm not. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why would I take offense?
Someone's got to get a bomb in this one, man.
I'm not doing it, bro.
No lefties. Yelich, yikes, but I don't know.
Yelich is fucking shit, dude. That guy sucks. He is terrible. He is the worst $200 million contract of all time. The dude is ass. He is a consistent rollover to shortstop, consistent rollover to second every fucking time he goes out there. The dude is ass. I will not be taking any. That's the worst part because I'm going to give you my long shot here in a second, and this is the exact reason I'm going to be going into this breakdown here of this spot. Because of this for this exact reason. So I'm going to be taking a plus 700 Diamondbacks, Dodgers, highest scoring game. And again, it is going down to your list here is the Brewers are 10-1, right? Quinn Priester isn't awful. He's a heavy ground ball guy. Like that, he would be a guy that would fit Coors Field because the dude just gets hit really hard. But it's all on the ground. So you get it's he had a fucking no against the Tigers through 5 innings. Like, I'll give him that. The dude has been respectable. Like, he's not been awful. I will say he's kept the ball in the yard and done a pretty good job of that. Like, I don't want to bet that as the highest scoring game at 10-1. Then I go to the freaking Phillies. Then it's just like, why don't I just take the Phillies highest scoring team? Then I look at that. Oh shit, they're 7-1, right? And I'm like, then there's 24 different options I can win that, right? So I think this is crazy. Landon Knack is not good, right? The Diamondbacks have been fucking awesome offensively. This team is rolling. Eugenio Suarez is on another planet. Corbin Carroll finally turning up. You put a guy like Geraldo Perdomo in the fucking 9-hole. That is ridiculous. Josh Naylor over there has been great. This team is loaded. And now Gabby Moreno actually learned what it is to swing a bat again. And he's fucking hot. So it's going there. Dodgers should be pissed because they looked like shit against the Angels. Getting to face Brandon Pfaadt and that god-awful fucking bullpen. Absolutely awful bullpen. Justin Martinez got his start now in AAA, so now he's getting back to it. Once he comes back, I probably will get off that train because, those high octane innings, he will be in there. And you get to move these guys out of high leverage spots. But my God, dude. I think this is an absolute smash spot for runs. And again, the only one that really concerns about a lot of people is going to be that Phillies one because it's plus 550. And now it's plus 550, and it's pretty much the Phillies only, honestly, because Christopher Sanchez's numbers, and even the book is giving him quite a bit of respect there. So it's pretty much just like, I think this is a way better spot. I like both offenses. I don't like either pitcher. Then just looking at the teams that I'm competing with, like the Oakland Athletics versus the Angels. I just told you, I don't even hate JT Ginn. This team is not, the Angels are not good. It's pretty much, again, the Oakland A's doing most of the work. This one, I know both teams are going to put in work because both teams are absolutely fucking great. Offensively, they're loaded. They're deep up and down the lineup. Dodgers number 1 in WRC plus against right-handed pitching. Arizona's 2, or no, Arizona's 3. My bad. I forgot the Yankees were good after they looked like shit this past weekend against the Mets, but they're number 3. Can you imagine what the Yankees and Dodgers, if they had Landon Knack and what's his face, Brandon Pfaadt throwing, how many runs that would be lined at? That's right where the Arizona Diamondbacks are. It's just they're not getting that love because it just got spanked by the Rockies, and they look like shit. They lost the game. They put up 11 runs and lost again. That's the 3rd time this year they've lost it when they scored 11 runs. I love this spot. Plus 700 just feels very, very ridiculous for this one.
Yeah, no, I like the combo here too. Like I said, I mean, I do lean like the Orioles, Brewers. Both those teams are so bad that like you said, like this is a combo bet, you know, and like the Orioles just made the Nationals look like a good team who won like 1 of 7 games before that, you know. So it's kind of like you need both teams to contribute. And in this game, you know, both teams are going to contribute. And that's probably one of the only ones you can say for the slate. Obviously, like you said, with the Phillies and Coors, I kind of like fading that one as well, because I do think the Phillies are going to do good, but I do not think that the other side of that game will. So I like the combo. I'll definitely get in a couple bucks on this one.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Plus 700. Feeling good. Again, you're getting that Coors price, right? And that's kind of killing the market there, which we love to see. So anything else from you, Stu, as we head out today?
Yeah. Do you have any thoughts on the question about JT Ginn? I don't have a strong take. Besides,
I just said that. That'd definitely be my favorite one of any of those non-big guys today. I definitely really like Ginn. I don't know if I want to take the 4.5 just because I don't know how stretched out he will be. But those are the types of guys that I like grabbing a one spot down. I don't have to like stress if he has to go another inning. Feeling like a 5-inning spot, feeling good, getting that bullpen going, even though their bullpen has been shit. Maybe they do stretch them out a little bit further. But I really like the strikeouts. I do think the 4 strikeouts is something I'm playing in some parlays. And then I don't know if I want to get up to that 5. I think that's probably the spot that kind of pulls me back.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Awesome. Anything else from you, Stu, before we get out of here today? I think that's all the questions we got.
Yeah, no, not much. I mean, good show today. I really like the props. I'll probably have a couple more closer to game time. I like my boy Brandon Donovan today, but freaking Montero isn't officially listed as the starter. They'll probably do
he's coming in 2nd inning or 3rd inning.
Yeah, exactly. So none of the books are posting stuff for that yet, unfortunately. So I'll be on the lookout for that. I'll have the newsletter out in an hour or so, hopefully with that one in it. And yeah, just, you know, I'm going to be a lot more active. You know, I had a little break here, but I'm going every single day. We're going to try to get more videos out, more stuff like that. So just make sure you're following on Twitter if you want to see more of my bets, because I'm excited. I'm ready to go. We got a good slate today, and I think we're going to make some money.
Hell yeah. Feels like a good slate. I think we got some good spots, obviously on the same spot of the fade Brandon Pfaadt spot. So everything's rhyming today. Everything's sounding pretty similar. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. So thank you guys so much. Yeah, dude, PCA and that Mets lineup. My God. Hey, Javi Baez getting that starting fantasy this week for your boy here. He found that spot. He's getting back in there. Shout out Javi Baez, bro. Give him his credit, man. Dude's fantastic. Island of Misfit Toys, known as the Detroit Tigers, bro. They just fit. Dude, AJ Hinch, probably one of the best managers in baseball. It's tough to say no to it. So definitely a guy maybe you start to put into your manager of the year futures. I think that's definitely a good spot to go to as we get going. So thank you guys. Appreciate all the comments, questions. We appreciate it. If you have any other ones, drop them in the chat. If you have a best bet, drop it in the chat. I always like looking at those, seeing if I am missing out. Yes. If you would, I think about 10 minutes prior, I talked about him a little bit when our guy Don popped in and asked a question about that. Yeah, I definitely like it. I think 4 would be the spot for me if I'm going to bet on Ginn. I don't like trusting managers to actually do stuff that I want them to. So we'll pull back 1, and I feel like that's going to be where I'm at. So appreciate you guys. We'll be back Wednesday, ready to roll, and hopefully you guys will be back here ready to cash some tickets with us. So have a good one, guys. Be ready. Make sure you check out Twitter to know when we are going to go live on Wednesday. Just might have to switch it up. I didn't look at the slate yet, so I know when they do a lot more early games, we got to move it up a little bit, but we should be good to go. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will see you Wednesday. Best of luck tonight.